We had a drug hallucination, baby. So now, what are we doing? There's something else here, isn't there? There's something else here in Scylla? I saw that somebody did an actual review, and it goes to show you again, if you have the subscribers, you can do a review of anything, and you won't get as much backlash. But they did a review stating blankly that, or stating plainly, I should say, that The Last of Us 2 is a piece of trash. And there was not unless you wanted to show Ellie living this beautiful life, or a life that was kind of devoid of beauty, more or less because of the decision Joel made in the first one, and sort of trying to make amends.
A vicar, huh? You a true believer, or do you just like the tithes?
I once was a true believer, but no longer. My recent experiences have opened my eyes to larger truths.
I met another believer once. Pushy type.
Alright, let's see what I can tell. So anyway, unless it showed the ramifications of the decision that was made by Joel, there really was no reason to have a sequel.
Behind for a reason. Thought he'd find some kind of cosmic truth in the wilderness. Got himself infected by a mantis and drowned in a sulfur pool. Some truth.
I much prefer the path I took to finding cosmic truth.
I mean, again, I've obviously I've never played it. I'm not going to play. I played the first one. The first one with Sony's intense need to be movie makers, even when they're making video games, that they produce at these high level of degree. I mean, like a company like Naughty Dog made Crash Bandicoot. You couldn't come up with anything more brainless and just idiotic gaming fun than Crash Bandicoot. Colorful, upbeat. And now suddenly they want to make these intense movies, and I'm sorry, it's just not doing it. Again, this is what I keep saying. Make dumb, fun games. That's what it comes down to. Otherwise, I'm a true critic. I've studied this. I've studied art in so many different forms. I've studied true art, literary art, writing for screen, writing for the radio, writing of all kinds of things. I've written 3 books. I'm writing a 4th. I'm a true artistic critic. Not professional, but true. So I tell things as they are based on the essentials that I was taught all my life and studied. And if you're going to make video games into movies, well, they better be pretty damn good movies. If not, then you're going to make bad movies that aren't fun to play. And I'm sorry, but you get paid to make video games. You don't get paid to make me feel guilty about things I never actually did in real life, nor would I ever do in real life. Was there something else here? Yeah, so. Anything else here? Oh yeah, that we have to go back. Is it? Okay. So we'll do the Felix thing. A good, clean, like I said, Saints Row. Just stupid fun. That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Video games don't have to be, just because the technology has increased, doesn't mean you have to make games bland, mundane, repetitive, and dark, and morbid, and miserable, and horrible. You don't have to go that route. You don't have to. It's just such a shameless, lazy attempt to get favor on people's personal demons or issues or whatever it is. It's the concept that you have to experience a game. No, I have to play a game, all right? Do you see a bunch of kids when they're playing, they're running around talking about deep things and saying, hey, this hopscotch represents the turmoil and tyranny of it. No, they're just playing games. It's just dumb fun. What's the big deal? I mean, if you can't, listen, if you're not good enough to make new IPs, to make new gameplay mechanics, if you're not good enough to change things up, to get people on board with something different, something a little bit more intuitive, something a little bit more clever, then you're not any good at what you do. Move over and let people that are good at doing that stuff do it for you. That's all. I'm tired of people getting paid just because they're edgy. Stop. Oh, this really made me think. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Oh, it was a real in-depth look on psychosis. I don't care. Is it fun to play? Well, not really. Well, then what the... Okay, so then because I have to feel bad? Yeah, I don't want to have, like, schizophrenia, but I have to play a game about it? Why? How's it fun? Well, the game's not fun, but... Okay, then why would I want to play?
Young Millstone, you look pensive. I don't know what that means, but I've been thinking, it ain't easy carrying a torch for the Rangers.
They don't seem like they're arguing. Ada, you keep making me nervous. Or just somewhat concerned. I have this argument all the time. Video games are not art. Stop trying to make them art. They're games. Have fun. Look. Fire Emblem tackles some serious issues about society and everything like that. Doesn't mean the games are boring. Fire Emblem Three Houses, tremendous. So much better than any game I played on Sony. Any of the Sony exclusives. So much better. And played a lot of them. Stop! I played all the Uncharted games. I played Last of Us 1. I played all the God of War games. I played all of them. None of them are as intriguing and fun and elicit so much replay ability than any of the Fire Emblem games I've played. I could play those games a million times, never get bored of them. It's really not a big deal. Nintendo figures it out. A lot of Japanese companies figure it out. In the United States, oh, we're going to get deep into yourselves. That's, go suck it. I've never done anything wrong to anybody. What do I want to sit there killing dogs or whatever, killing a dog, and playing flat, ugly women just beating each other up? Like, why would I want to play that? Why? Why? The de-womanizing of women continues.
Where do you think you're going?
All right there, Devo.
Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you then?
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through.
Hey guys.
My sights on you.
More outlaws, huh? Now, the reason why I'm not sure if I would replay this game is because pretty much the decisions I've made, and it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. But the decisions I've made are more or less concrete. It's not like it was, whoops, you know, more or less. I mean, the schematic, yeah.
That machine stole my...
But I've done what I've wanted to do, so I don't see a reason to keep playing it. Or to play it again. I don't know. Not that I'm not enjoying it. I am. I really, to be fair, right? If the game had more of a... If there was more of a reason to build up this persuade and everything, other than to just prolong or advance dialogue.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see or a you've aged, old man? I thought you were dead. Or throwing yourself against the walls of some re-education center. It's been 5 years, Clyde. The best thing you can say is, hey there, Hullhead?
No, Felix. The best thing I can say to you is yet to come. Also, I'd like to have a word with your captain.
Harlow, eh?
Oh, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
I barely use him.
He's been watching out for us just as much as we've been watching out for him.
I want to have sex with you.
Felix is family, mister.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself.
They really doesn't do that.
Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
A get-rich-quick scheme, huh? Quick is the best way to get rich.
No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared.
I get changed all the time, and it's never for the better.
I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him.
Doll revolution?
Everyone in my crew proves their loyalty. No exceptions. Not even Felix. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely. Routed us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked.
Oh, Rosanna, hey, don't you...
Name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token. Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two.
I've not passed through fire and death to bandy quick of words with a witness.
Anything, and you never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
You see what I had to deal with?
We're good. Well, I didn't think we were coming here to kill things, so... Whoops, I'm walking on something. Alright, anyway. I was walking on something, and it certainly wasn't sunshine. See, you know, like, that's the thing. I mean, I've been playing video games for a very long time. A very, very long time. And I used to be the guy that had so many Nintendo games, and I used to be the one, like, people would ask, oh, you haven't beaten it yet? Like, because I used to just play games until they were done. And, you know, back then, video games were a lot shorter than they are now. But I was the one to get through Battletoads. I was the one to get through Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3. I used to play through those games like there was no tomorrow. All the games that were construed as really hard, I would just put my head down and bear through them like I do now. But the games were so short back then that you could just play through them a bunch of times and it wouldn't really... And they were fun, more or less. I had the Battletoads, the infamous... That infamous... What would you call it? Rocket jet thing? I forgot what the area was called. I had when it really came fast, they didn't warn you ahead of time of what was coming. I had that down pat. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Never got hit. Because I played through it so many damn times.
Are arguing again.
You said that last... Listen, I'm madly in love with you, Ada, so it's okay. But stop it. You have my attention at all times. I want to make love to you. Shut up, Chris. So anyway. So I've been playing video games for a very long time. I've seen them evolve.
Has approved our request for docking, Captain.
Thanks.
Disembark.
And you have to ask, how is humanity expected to be saved if it's not allowed to evolve? We'll keep it. What? No, I want to get out. We'll keep it the way it is. Hey, baby. So, I've seen how things have changed. And it just amazes me how so many companies can continue to evolve, not just their IP, but their gaming mechanics. And then you've got Naughty Dog / Santa Monica Studios / any company that works here in the United States for Sony exclusively, and they just make the same games over and over and over, and they just try to, they make the same games over and over and over again, so you don't even need a tutorial because you know exactly what you're doing. Oh, third person. Oh, Dark Souls clone. Oh, you know, and they just try to make it like the gameplay takes second fiddle behind the orchestra that is the storyline. Well, then the storyline better be damn good. I didn't even think the first one was that great in terms of storyline per se. It was just pouty, ruby-lipped little Ellie and how she clung to Joel, who was voiced over by Troy Baker, which made him a good character, more or less. It was just because if you want to get me on Arrival, either do sisterly love or father-daughter. Then you got me. But again, the gameplay was just, oh yeah, third-person shooter. And I did do a Let's Play of it. Was it a Let's Play? Or I think it was a walkthrough, actually. I didn't have the mic at that point. I don't think I did, anyway.
This is Halcyon News.
Hey, just hanging here, huh? Can you stop going left, please? Hey, baby.
You mind? Trying to have a moment here.
I'd like to have many moments with you, my love.
Yeah, I was called that once upon a day. You need something?
Sex.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Sex.
That's Harlow's mark. No mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go.
Sex, please.
I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
I love you.
All right, I'll tell you where he is. Just get out of here, please.
But I love you.
Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Sex.
Please, just make it quick.
Yes, my love.
That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to.
I would beg to renew my contract. The contract?
Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
I would never leave you.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fella.
I like the word bandy.
Better off having this discussion with Rufus.
Bandy, you're a fine word. What a good sentence you'd be
A
included.
little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order.
I'd never leave you.
No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I.
I says that you are beautiful, and I want to make love to you.
Long day is all.
One of the few women in this area that doesn't have scars all over her face. So yeah, like I was saying, I've been playing video games for over 35 years, and I've been through a lot of evolution. I see things through, man. I don't just give up on them typically. Although when I was working full-time and having to drive 30 miles and stuff back and forth in traffic and everything every day,
Orphans who grow up in the back base.
I stopped playing video games for, I didn't say stopped, but I just had a Nintendo console and like a PlayStation or something.
Buddy, who you talking to? Imagine me pining after my family. Yeah, I suppose that was a touch lonesome. But hey, what could
me now. I made it. I got a ship and everything.
Well, it's not your ship, pal. Alright, so let's go get Nyoka and Felix in a group together because they have 2 quests in the same area. We're going to take care of those. And I guess we'll go to Byzantium, right? That's where we have to go next. I'm really trying to get this or Xenoblade Chronicles done as soon as possible because doing the 2 games at once just... I keep saying it, but I really don't want to do it. I've been doing it a lot lately since they keep releasing these games at the same friggin' time. Like, I played Witcher 3 with something else. A couple other things. Pokemon!
Rise.
I love you. Stop moving. I love you. Stop! I love you. Alright. Really? We have to go there first? Alright. Looks like we're going everywhere from here.
We are now in orbit above...
Charity! Can I also make another statement about... And I'm a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, I'm reading the first Guardians of the Galaxy that we know of. The Quill, Gamora, Drax, Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket. And the first members of the Guardians of the Galaxy were as follows. Peter Quill, Adam Warlock, Quasar, Groot in a flower pot, Gamora, Mantis, Drax, and Rocket. That was the first group that we know of. Not the first Guardians. The Guardians of the Galaxy have been around for forever. But that was the first modern Guardians of the Galaxy group. Adam Warlock was one of the original members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And in fact, Mantis used her telepathic abilities. And she was a telepath, by the way. She used her telepathic abilities to... Hold on a second. To influence the people to join the crew as quick as they did. Let me see. Oh. Oh boy. Okay. Wasn't it here? Oh, that's right. What was here again? Nothing. Okay. I didn't know his name's Lumberg. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and ask you not to do that. It'd be great. Alright. You're gonna have to go ahead and ask you to move to the left. That's great. Yeah. Peter, what's happening? Get those TPS reports ASAP? Oh, that's awesome. What'd you think I meant, Bill? Their children have hooves. Oh, hey, how you doing? You're dead now! Remember when you were alive? Oh, you're dead. You can't respond. Hey, you're all dead too. Oh, death. What a wondrously final thing. There, like I was saying, Guardians of the Galaxy. Why is Adam not there? Where's the Adam Warlock?
That gas isn't coming!
Would have made a lot more sense and been a lot more accurate and would have made Infinity War a lot better. A lot better. You know what else would have made it a lot better? Death. Death would have made it a lot better. Marielle Cotillard or Monica Bellucci in just a black, like, evening gown, nightgown, whatever. Black nail polish. Painted pretty pale. Black eyeliner and black lipstick. Just sauntering over towards him when he was admiring the work that he did at the end of Infinity War, putting our hands on his shoulders, saying you did it in his ear. It's all you had to do. Oh, yo! 1 little, 2 little, 3 little hooligans. Yo, 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 yo. Oh, being so over-leveled is pretty hilarious. Why don't you get smart, you stupid hooligans? That's all you had to do. You kind of introduced it when you kind of introduced Thanos. That's all you had to do. Play like a simple little violin thing in the background, like Joker and Dark Knight. And just left people going, what? Who's that? And instead of having Red Skull in Vormir, Adam effin Warlock. Ouch. They usually introduce characters in the Avengers movies. Just saying. Didn't introduce anybody in this one. In either one. Been so much better. Oh yeah, and that whole thing with Nebula wanting to please Thanos, if you toss that idiotic treatment...
Down they go!
I've been waiting for this!
Alright, whatever. Oh, you're level 5, no do I. I'm more than fine. I'm killing it. I don't even want your crap. Actually, you might have ammo. See, I like role-playing games when you see your progress in destroying everything in sight without even breaking a sweat. Things that used to bother you. So anyway, I really... Marvel, DC, seriously, man. I'm here for you. All you gotta do is ask. What ship is that? I can't do it if you don't ask. I could totally rewrite your universes. The only thing I would say is I'd like to collaborate with Kevin Smith, because I'm sure Kevin Smith could make it even geekier. But it doesn't have to be crap. Like, it doesn't have to be lame and... Look, they came back to life. You know, like, it doesn't have to be like that. We can make it a little bit more universal, or I can make it more universal, but it would be to the comic. Where is this? Where is your mortarboard anyway? Map time. Map time didn't work. Alright, what are we doing? Looks like it's underground, right? So there's got to be a cave or something. Not seeing a cave or something? Not seeing a valley? Seeing a peak? But not a valley, man. Oh, hold on. Opening. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Down they go!
Oh, boy. I thought that blow was pretty glancing. Don't make me picture your hides. Plop. I don't understand why his arms and head would come off and stuff. His head fell off. Alright, so anyway, we're going to stop here. When I come back, we're going to continue looking for this dude. I will see you then.